Hi.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
What's going on? What have you been doing today?
Well, Spectrum came here today because my cable wasn't working, but now it's working. So,
Oh, they did. They came.
yeah.
I had a moment like that too, like early on in like quarantine when the cable went out, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
like you
Well, I've
can't
had
take.
somebody here 3 times this week. One guy told me it was because of the COVID-19, and the guy that came here today was like, no, your Spectrum doesn't have a virus.
It's because of the COVID-19.
Yeah.
We have so many good questions for you.
Okay, cool. You want to start?
Yeah, let's get going.
All right.
Wait, Danielle, first of all, like, are you getting, I'm curious, are you getting calls? Because I know what's going on here at Storing Rain. Are you getting calls about work? Like, are you getting calls about jobs again, or like
I just
little
had a call
whisperings?
about a job in June that if the whatever restrictions are lifted. So
If the restrictions are listed, there's something probably
yeah.
coming up in June.
Yeah.
Okay, Meg is asking, do you like working on short hair or long hair?
I mean, there's more to do with long hair. I don't really have a preference. I like to cut long hair to short hair because it's fun and exciting. But yeah, long hair I can do more. Short hair, I'll do that too.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you can think of that has like a short haircut that you think is really chic and really cool?
Um, oh my gosh. Amber Rose.
Amber Rose, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah.
Cheers. I poured champagne for you. I was like,
Nice.
I have to go fancy. Now we have a question from Danielle. What do you think of the bob as a hairstyle? Are you into bobs?
I do. I like bobs. I think they're classic, and I think that they're cool. And I think pretty much anyone can wear a bob.
That was, yeah, you know what? I love a graduated bob.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those used to be really popular. You don't see
Yeah,
those.
I don't know if I love a graduated bob. You know,
Why?
like the short in the back, the longer in the front. I don't know,
Yeah, doesn't it give a good shape to the head, or no, you don't think so?
it depends, but I think that sometimes it looks a little momsy,
Oh,
if I'm being
right.
honest.
Well, yeah, you know what? I never really thought of that style that way, but I get it. I totally get it. Sasha is asking, I love this question actually. Do you know a lot of people who are self-coloring their hair in quarantine?
So many people. Somebody actually, a producer that I worked with for many years, he called me yesterday and asked how to single process dye his wife's hair. And he didn't even have a comb. And I was like, Howard, you need a comb.
Wait, he's dyeing his wife's hair?
Yeah, he was dyeing his wife's hair.
Wow, that's so cute.
It's cute. Yeah.
It's really cute. Do you have any tips for anybody? Like, what do you even?
I think that if you need to dye your hair and it's a single process, you can just get one of those boxes from the drugstore, and they work just as good as if you went to a salon in these situations that we're in.
Yeah, but it would have to be like a single process, right? Like no complicated.
Yeah, you can't do highlights on your own. You'll burn your hair out.
Speaking of that, there was a time when I used to buy like the box that had the hair, it's like a hair, like almost like a swimming cap with all the holes in it.
Oh yeah. We had to do those in beauty school.
You pulled the hair through the hole and you tried to make streaks. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Deb is asking if she should self-color her hair in quarantine or wait, but I guess you just answered that question, right?
I think that if Deb wants to get rid of some of her grays, if that's why she's self-coloring, then yeah, because the one thing I know, like, I don't have a lot of gray hair yet or any, but like my sister does, and she like looks 20 years younger when she does the roots.
Wow. I was going to say, like, I think a lot of the people that are dealing with this coloring issue that's really like a crisis for them are the people that have gray, right? They're like,
yeah, because also you feel more confident without the white hair.
Yeah, so completely. Kristen, oh, this is a good one, and I feel this big time. Kristen, which type of non-temporary extensions do you think are the best? Like the non-temporary kinds, like what I'm dying to know which ones you like.
Non-temporary Oh,
Like,
like
extensions.
I think it's all depends on your hair texture. I think that if you have fine hair texture, the best ones for you are the individual bonded ones. And then I think that if you do have a lot of hair that you can use with, always back to like a sew in with the track hair. But it's hard, I think that I really, really like depend. I think that the bonded ones are the best. And I think that whoever does them is really the reason whether the hair falls out or not. So if you have somebody great doing them and you have the same person that put them in, take them out, I think they work great. I've seen some people that had them in for years and they took them out and their hair was healthier than it was prior to them.
I'm so glad you said that, because I have had extensions on and off for years, more on these days. And I've tried every single technique. But this is the one that I think is really interesting. Lisa, because I feel like people are in this predicament too.
Hi, Lisa.
My extensions are on their last leg here in quarantine. Should I try to take them out myself?
No. Don't try to take them out yourself, because that's where you're going to get into situations where they rip your hair, unless you're doing it 100% properly and you have the tools to take them out yourself. Right. I wouldn't recommend anyone doing those kind of things on their own. That's where they get into problems where like, oh, these extensions rip my hair. It's not the extensions that necessarily ripped your hair. It was the way you put them in or the way that you took them out. It wasn't the actual extension.
Yeah. Huh. It wasn't the extension, it was the way that you took them out.
Yeah, it was either the way that they were put in or the way that they were taken out. But they don't just, extensions don't just rip your hair.
Right. Oh, that's so interesting. Somebody asked here in the chat if when you go back to work, are you going to wear PPE?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Like, what will that consist of? Will that consist of like a poncho too kind of thing?
No, I think it's just a mask and gloves.
That's right.
The thing that, is difficult for stylists is that we can't practice social distancing. We have to touch.
Right.
So we have to practice safe practices until we figure out what's really true and what's false. And I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a hairdresser.
No, that's right.
So.
Just going to try to figure out what.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that makes sense. Lizette, what do you think damages hair the most?
Bleach.
I can speak to that.
Bleach.
My hair was
over-processed hair with bleach.
Yes. Yeah, right. Because it's like with color, it's depositing onto the hair shaft.
Right.
With bleach, you're stripping away, right?
Well, so also you can quickly fry your hair, like burn it,
Oh, I've done it. I did that a couple summers ago, and I know better. Kelly, also about hair growth. What can I do to grow my hair? What do you tell people? I know this sounds crazy, but I love like Rogaine. It works. It actually works. I know it sounds insane, but I use it every single day, and it's like a squeeze. You just put it in the morning and the night, and it actually works. The thing is with all those products that have the, is it minoxidil? That's the chemical that grows the hair. If you stop using it, it's going to stop working. But if you continually use it, it actually does help your hair grow. Wow. That's a good tip.
Also vitamins.
The vitamins work? Do you like Nutrafol, or is it like a Viviscal?
I think that I like Nutrafol. I like the Hum. I think they're Hum
Nutrition.
Hair. Yeah, they have good hair vitamins. The thing is that if you read what's the ingredients, all of the hair vitamins, they all consist of the same thing. It's like the biotin and vitamin E and like the same vitamins are mostly put into them.
Wow. That's true.
Propecia is a good one too. Propecia.
Oh, that's our friend Josh Little. He's a big
I just saw that. Yeah.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
It's like it's also like a Rogaine.
So I think, does Rogaine have any side effects that anybody should be aware of? Or?
I think they say that you shouldn't use it if you're pregnant and stuff like that, but I'm pretty healthy, so.
Maybe we'll put Hum Nutrition's hair product into the show notes for the podcast.
Yeah.
We also have probably about 7 or 8 other items that that Danielle talks about on the podcast. We've linked those in the show notes, links to some of her products, so you can find that all there. But maybe we'll add Rogaine and we'll add Hum Nutrition supplement. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Margot, Margot, what's the fanciest place you've ever had to travel for a job?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was super cool. We were doing a editorial with amazing photographer Ruben Afanador, and when we got there, we had all the permits, and then somehow it was like we weren't allowed to shoot there, so we got to actually spend the day just looking at Machu Picchu.
Right, so the permits didn't come through, and you had like
no, they eventually did, but
no,
but
like,
I'm
saying, but like you had a free day.
I had a full tour guide. I had everyone. It was fun. It was
so fun. I feel like one thing that a lot of people don't realize about artists like you and going on shoots is that you get to travel the world and you get to go to all these places, but oftentimes like you land, you're working, and then you have to move on. So I guess it's always nice when you have like a day or two, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
there was another trip that I had a really great time, was in Capri. And it was
you told me a little bit about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's like a killer trip. Tell us about that one.
Oh my God, it was so amazing. We didn't work for like the first 5 days that we were there. We were there for I think about 10 days, and we didn't work any of the first 5 days. So all we did was just go around Capri. We went to the Blue Grotto. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I miss you too, ladies.
Do you who were you there with? You were there with Mariah, right?
I was with Mariah. We were shooting a music video with Miguel, and the makeup artist that I was with, he's a really good friend of mine, so he always makes everything a lot of fun.
Who was the makeup artist?
Christopher Buckle.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And you were probably like swimming and eating pasta and being fabulous.
Oh my God, we ate pizza every single day at this place called Aurora. It's the most amazing pizza I've ever had in the entire world. So if you ever make it to Capri, make sure that you go there.
I'm like dying to go to Italy. I'm just dying. I think all of us are dying to travel.
Yeah, I mean, I miss Delta One and it misses me. That was my home away from home.
Right. Kevin, this is a good question too, and I feel like we've touched a little bit on this, but which of all the work that you do comes with the most pressure?
The most pressure? I guess the pressure is like, I don't have a lot of pressure. I love what I do. I love all of the work that I do. But the most pressure is like when it's time consuming, where you're like up for 20 hours and you're on a shoot and you're tired. I guess that's the pressure.
Didn't you say that when you were in Capri?
Yes.
That you had like 48 hours?
Yeah, we were up for 2 days.
Wow.
Me and the makeup artist and the stylist, I think we all hated each other at the end of it. I just remember being on the plane back and landing in Teterboro, and we all like looked at each other when we got in the cars to ride home. We didn't even say anything because we knew, just don't speak.
Right, like we
love each other, but right now we can't talk to each other because we're tired, we're hangry.
That's so, you're right. Like we pushed it to the limits. Let's just not say anything, so we don't say anything we don't want to say.
Yeah.
Elia, did you ever have a big hair mishap with a celebrity that you had to correct very last minute?
Yeah, I did.
Can you talk about it?
Yes. It was the first time that I was working with J-Lo.
Oh
I dropped some glue and it got into the hair, and she was about to perform on stage, and hey, Ethan! And that was like the most stressful thing that's happened to me.
Wow.
Because hair glue doesn't come out easily.
So where did the hair glue go? Like what?
Everywhere. The hair, her legs, her arms, everywhere. It was everywhere.
So what did you do?
I miss you. I love you.
What did you do to get it off?
Well, thankfully, the makeup artist and the nail technician that were there, they actually like really saved my life and helped me like get it together.
Acetone.
Yeah.
Right?
No, alcohol.
Wow. That's a lot of, that's major.
That was stressful.
You don't want that to happen.
No.
Sana, We also talk about this on the podcast. What was it like working on Mariah Carey's reality show?
Well,
Like,
first of all, I don't even know. See, when I walked into that, I didn't know that like a reality show was what a really reality show was. It's not reality. It's like a lot of that stuff is staged, and a lot of it is like they put you in situations that will be good for TV. And me coming into the situation, I don't know that. I've never done a reality show. I don't even know that like I'm being set up for certain scenarios. I just think like, okay, I'm here. I'm just gonna be me. But you know,
you're unfiltered.
Yes. So
and then you step into that, and then
yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone 24 hours a day. Like, this can't be happening. I was like, everything that I say they can hear. I'm like, maybe they have my room bugged or something like that. But it was just like, it was heightened paranoia. It was like heightened, like it wasn't easy.
Yeah, you're being, well, you know, reality TV is a combination of produced moments and real things that are happening.
Right.
And you're right. Like you step onto a set, right? And it's like not, you know, right. People are listening to and watching your every move, right?
Right.
Yeah. Drew, is there a style that celebrities ask for the most?
No, I don't think there's one particular style that they ask for the most. I know that a lot of people ask for me for the most is like that snatch ponytail, because I do it a lot, and I do it where I'll give you a new face.
Right. It's facelift.
Yeah.
Damn, I need to try that. Okay.
Why do you think I wear my hair like this every day?
Yeah.
If I take it down, I'm like.
People that know me know that I always put like a bun on my head, but
yeah.
But I mean, you do it to perfection, like no hair out of place, nice and tight and high.
Well, actually, I started it during the reality show because it was like the makeup artist was like, you just need to pick a look and stick to the look. So it was a red lip with the bun. Prior to that, I didn't have a look.
Wait, why is that? So they wanted you to have a recognizable.
No. He said that I should, because it would be easier for me to like just
get ready every day.
Yeah, I don't wear makeup ever. I don't wear anything.
Yeah.
So he was like, but for TV, you should put some makeup on. Like, you should put something on. So the red lip did help. It like made me a little bit more confident
and like what you feel a little more like woken up, I guess, right?
Yeah. And plus, we like starved ourselves before we went on TV.
How long did you starve yourself?
We were in Vegas doing one of the.
Oh, that's right. It started in Vegas.
Yeah. And so, El Chapo. My dog's name's El Chapo.
I love it.
And so every day we ate the same thing. We had soup from this place in Caesar's Palace, and at night we had a salad. So every day we had the exact same thing for like 30 days straight. And
whoa, how much weight did you lose?
A lot. Like 15 pounds.
Like one soup and a salad every day.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know that.
But it was so worth it. But also we were working, so we were doing the shows, and the shows would go late. So like we wouldn't get back to our hotel room till like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we slept until, noon. We woke up at noon. We went and got our soup. By the time we got our soup, it was time to go to the venue to get prepared and stuff like that. And yeah.
It works. Like you work through the hunger, right?
Yeah.
Tina, have you ever worked on an awards show, and what's it like backstage?
Yeah, I've worked on many award shows. It's like
is there one? Wait, let me stop you. Is there one? Is there one that's like more fun and more better energy than the other? Like, what do you?
I think like a musical performance is more fun and more energy.
Yeah. So tell us about which shows you've worked on and what are they like backstage for Tina?
I mean, so many shows. When you say, I mean, I don't even know. MTV Awards, the BET Awards, the British Music Awards, all the music shows. But they're fun because, like, when you can hear, you're a part of that person, right? You're there because you love that person and you're rooting them on. You're not normally there because you don't have a relationship with them. You have a relationship with the people, so you're like their number one fan as well. So when they get out there and you hear the crowd scream and then you hear them sing, it's like you get the same goosebumps that everybody else is feeling. So it's like, it's fun.
You're taking part in that moment with them. Yeah, you're feeling the energy of that. That's cool. Joe, who is this is funny. Who is the funniest of your clients?
Oh, Lord. The funniest. Wow. I mean, the funniest. I would say Cara Delevingne is funny. She's a clown.
I was gonna say, I bet she has like a really funny sense of humor.
Yeah, she has a great sense of humor, but also like, I don't know. Everybody has their moments, you know. Like everybody has their moments, but yeah, she's pretty funny all the time. I'm like dying laughing most of the time. Yeah, I would say if I have to choose, I'll choose.
Okay.
Ariana Grande is pretty funny though. She's constantly like, she has a great sense of humor. She's hilarious too.
Wait, who did you say that was?
Ariana Grande.
Oh, Ariana Grande. Fun.
Yeah.
Sarah wants to know I can't, you're not gonna be able to answer this question, but who is the nicest celebrity that you do hair for?
Nicest? They're all nice.
Yeah. You have great relationships with your people.
Yeah.
It's a close one, right? It's like spend hours and hours with your people.
But they are all nice. I wouldn't work with people if they weren't nice. I don't have time for that. I'm like, you know, at this point in my life, I have 2 kids and I don't need that kind of energy. Everything in life is about energy. So if you exude good energy, you're going to get good energy back. So if there's no time for like non-niceness, there's no time for catty stuff, you know, like we're here to do a job. Let's do the job. Let's have a good time. We're not saving lives. We're doing hair and makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. We have another question. Does cutting hair really improve its quality? I always wonder.
Yes, 100%. Have you ever seen somebody's hair that hasn't been cut for a long time and it's literally like frayed at the ends? It's like
ratty.
Yeah, if that's what you don't call it, ratty. Yeah.
Yeah. So how often do you think people should like a woman to trim her ends, let's say?
There's a difference. I call it there's a dusting and then there's a trim and then there's a haircut.
Let's talk about dusting. I want to know about, hi Michelle. Let's talk about dusting.
A dusting is like, nobody's going to notice that it happened, but you took all the shittiness at the end. Hi, Michelle.
And then how often should somebody dust their hair? I feel like that's something that everyone should learn how to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you have long enough hair, you could dust your own hair, but also it's so easy. It's so quick. I think maybe let's say every 6 weeks you do a dusting.
And Eve.
I love you, Ethan. That's so sweet.
That's very sweet. I saw that.
Yeah.
Eve, of all the people you work on, who has the healthiest hair? Is there somebody that just has like really healthy, beautiful
Sarah
quality?
Sampaio. I don't know. That girl, she has the thickest, healthiest like hair. It's like unbelievable.
Wow. Why do you think it's probably like never been processed? Maybe.
No, she doesn't color her hair. She's never colored her hair. But I don't think that's why. I mean, I think that those things are genetics. No matter what you want in life, either you got it or you didn't.
Liz, how many styling products do you typically use at a time?
Not a lot. I'm like the minimalist when it comes to product. For my own hair or for when I'm working?
Both.
For my own hair, I use the same thing every day. It's this Cantu leave-in conditioner.
Oh, I was going to ask you about leave-in conditioners. Are you a fan of leave-in conditioner?
Yeah, I have really curly hair. So for curly hair, it's the best thing. Just leave-in conditioner, comb it out, let it air dry, and it'll look nice and fluffy.
Mm-hmm, nice and sleek.
Not frizzy.
Right. And then for clients, typically when I guess a lot of the time, right, you're trying to transform someone's texture maybe, right?
Yeah.
So like, what do you How many
I mean, my
products are?
go-to products are Orbe and R&Co. So anything that's in their line, I say that I have used. They're definitely my go-to.
Jamie asks, "What's your favorite shampoo?"
I like the R&Co curl cassette. I think it's cassette curl conditioner and shampoo.
Why do you like it?
I like the smell. It's my uncle's brand, so I like to support that as well. But it's really good for my hair.
Tell us
Like,
all about R&Co though, actually. Tell us like the backstory on R&Co and you know the whole thing.
I don't know the full backstory. I just know that my uncle I have two uncles, Garrett and Tom, with Howard McLean. They put a line together, and
we feature it on the website all the time.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well, right? It's like,
I mean, it smells great. The products work great. I think that they're all really genius hairstylists in their own right. So when you know as a hairdresser that you want something and you want something to work, all you have to do is find the right person to help you produce it, right? Because you know what you want, but you don't really know how to get it there because you're not a chemist. So you just keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying, and then finally you get what you were asking for, and you're like, yay, we have a great product.
That's right. That's right. Delilah, favorite way to pump up fine hair? I would like to know what your answer is to that.
Well, the thing is with fine hair, don't use anything that's moisturizing. Like when you have fine hair, you should always wash with like a clarifying shampoo to take out all the oils, because if there's more oil in the fine hair, it's going to make it heavy. So to make it appear as if it's thicker, you should use anything that doesn't have like a moisturizing component in it. So more of a clarifying shampoo, clarifying conditioner, a volumizing spray, and a dry shampoo. So it'll give that appearance as if it's fuller, but it's really not.
Like bulkier. And those clarifying shampoos, they don't strip the hair, or like?
No, they don't strip the hair, because most people with fine hair, they have to wash their hair every day anyway, because a little bit of grease that gets into it, then it starts to weigh it down and it looks heavier. Like with thick curly hair, I can go 5 days and not have to wash my hair, you know?
We have another question. We have a question from Gina, and then we have a question from Gino. That's really funny. Would you ever be on
Fritzana.
Would you ever be on reality television again?
Yeah, I would.
And what would you learn the second time? I mean, you said that like...
Well, I had no idea. It's like literally, if nobody explains it to you, how do you know, right? You're just going off of what you see on TV. You think that it's all, reality is real. In some aspects, it's not. So a lot of things are like staged or set up, and they want to get a reaction out of people. So they'll make a scenario to get a reaction out of another person. And if that's your first time walking into it, you don't understand the dynamic of a production of a reality TV series. So you're just kind of naive. And I think the next time, if I were to do one, I would, now that I understand what goes into it, I would probably not allow myself to be put in situations that I don't want to be put into, to say something I don't want to say.
There you go. That makes sense. Clay, how do you feel about hair accessories? Hair accessories are really popular right now. Headbands and clips. So how do you feel about them?
I love them.
Do you like working with them? Is there a way to wear them?
I think that if it calls for it, I don't necessarily use a lot of hair accessories when I'm working, because the jobs that I'm working on don't call for them. But like, if it calls for it, yeah, it's cool. I mean, anything to, again, like we were talking about in the podcast, it's like you have to make sure that the hair and the makeup and the styling all balance each other and offset each other. So I can't put a bunch of glittery hair accessories into a hair where the look doesn't call for that, you know, where it's gonna make it look tacky or whatever.
Sometimes less is more. Yeah. What we were talking about the podcast was that there are all these elements that go into a job, and they all, you know, part of being skilled at what you do as an artist, whether you're hair, whether you're makeup or stylist, or, you know, like an advertising client or what have you, is like knowing how to find the happy medium and not just like going for your own agenda.
Yeah,
like sometimes
fall back. It's not about the hair. You just pull it back in a low bun and nobody knows the hair was even done by anybody. But it's the overall look that is going to get you the most attention.
What do you think is a good, like, what is like a go-to for an updo for you? I mean, besides the bun, besides the pony, is there anything else like you like to do?
I don't like any of those done updos. There's one thing that really is like a huge pet peeve of mine is when people curl their hair but they don't comb it out. You have to comb it out. You have to comb it out. You have to. And I think that the thing that scares people is if they comb it out that it's not going to be there anymore. But it will be. Just use a nice wide tooth comb. I sell them, PSX Danielle.
Those are linked in the show notes for anybody that wants to buy the wide tooth comb.
Just comb them out. It's not gonna touch it because the teeth on the comb are so wide that it's not gonna affect the curl. Just make sure you comb them out. You'll be so much happier with your look. I promise you.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people walking around with
the updo thing, I think it's just like I like a more messier undone updo than I do like those bridal
French
updo.
Twist and all these things. And Gino, what do you look for in an assistant? We covered this on the podcast. We had a lot of we talked a lot about this, but what do you look for in an assistant?
First and foremost, punctuality, because I'm never late. So if my assistant comes after me, then it was a waste of my time because I didn't need you. But punctuality is number one. Number two is I have a big personality, so have to be able to like understand who I am and understand that I'm not trying to be an asshole in any way. It's just I'm very particular, and I've worked hard enough to come to the point where I can be particular. So an assistant is, for me, just punctuality and like no ego. You're assisting me, and I promise you that I will pay you back when the time is right. You will. I'm not gonna just use people up and abuse people and throw them to the side. Like, you will gain. What you're gonna gain from me is like an education that you can't get in school, because honestly, I didn't learn anything in beauty school. I learned on set, working with other people, all these tricks to the on-set hairdressing, that it's worth more than it.
Yeah, I mean, I think people contend don't be impatient. Like,
no,
you will be taken care of.
Your time is gonna come. It will come.
Yeah, you have to. And then talk a little bit about one of the other things that you talked about on the podcast is like your style of working. And that you really rely on your assistants to kind of keep everything organized, because when you
biggest
explain
thing.
How you do your work.
I don't even know how I do my work. I'm like the Tasmanian devil, I think. I literally just like, if I'm looking for a hair extension, I probably have like 10,000 different colors and all in different shades. And like, because we move from place to place all the time, I just need to be able to find something when I need it. And that's really what they do, is like keep me together, because without them, I can't do my job. So I need them. Like I'm too busy trying to like pay attention to what I'm doing, get in a lot of things that are about time, and you don't have a lot of time. There's a lot of time restraints on a lot of jobs that you do. So you might have a half hour to whip something up. And if you don't have people that have your back and that are like helping you get what you need before you need it, then it's going to be more difficult to you. Like, honestly, that's one of my biggest things, is that, yeah, it might cost money to have great assistants and whatever, but it's worth every penny of it, because without them, I'm not me. Without my boys, I'm not who I am.
Right. And so that means somebody that has experience and that knows how to manage being on a set.
Yeah, but also they can be trained. Like, you can be trained. So if you, like, I have the same assistant for many years, Andy. He's like amazing. And I brought in another guy, and like, you know, I asked him to come along and watch how Andy does it, because sometimes it can get frustrating. Sometimes in a day, maybe I do like run around to 4 or 5 different people. Like from 1 to 3, I'm here. From 3 to 6, I'm here. From 6 to 8, I'm here. From 9 to, from 9 to 11, I'm here. Do you know, imagine like you opened it, closed your bag that many times. You were throwing stuff all over the place. I don't have time to like fix it all, put it back together.
Yeah.
They're the reason that I'm able to do 5 jobs a day.
That's right. That was another question I had. Like, how important is packing, unpacking, keeping things clean in a kit?
Like number one.
Who's doing, like, when does that get done? Does that get done between
my
jobs?
assistants do it?
Yeah. Shelly, what is, I feel like we've definitely touched on this here, and we definitely do on the podcast. What is the most difficult job you've ever been on? I mean, that's a big question, and you've done so much work over the years, but maybe there's something that comes to mind with just, you know, a lot of difficulty.
I don't think that it was I just recently finished doing a movie, and I don't think it was that the most difficult job when it comes to like skill set. It was the most difficult job when it came to, I'm so used to being able to like laugh and listen to music and be myself. But when you're on a movie set, you have to be quiet. So all day, everyone was like, shh, 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 shh. And I'm like, shh, yourself. This is more louder than my whispering.
You're on like a big sound stage, and it's very different.
Yeah, and I think
it's
that was
than a
more,
video.
I think that was the most difficult thing for me, was to like contain myself.
Your energy.
Yeah, that was probably, but work-wise, like technique-wise, that wasn't difficult at all. I think that the most difficult thing that I've ever done technique-wise was like a fashion show, because it's so emotionally draining. You have so many girls, and you have so many people, like time constraints and stuff like that. And like at the end of a fashion show, I literally feel like I'm emotionally, mentally drained, because there's so many things going on at once, and there's so many people tapping at you. They want this, they're pulling you in 1,000 directions. So that's one of the most difficult.
There's with fashion shows, there's so much prep for like a 10-minute show or an 8-minute show.
Yeah.
Can you think of a most memorable fashion show?
Rock Republic was my first fashion show that I did, and I was actually assisting on it.
Did you say Rock and Republic?
Yeah, I was assisting on it. I'm taking you way back.
Out for Rock
at
and
the tents. In the tents. They didn't have the tents anymore.
I remember seeing Rock and Republic, like they showed in Paris too.
Yeah.
They like did stuff in Paris.
Yeah.
Rock and Republic.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the movie though a little bit. You just finished working on a movie. Why don't you tell us all about that? I'm so jealous. Like I've always.
The movie was Marry Me, and it starred Jennifer Lopez, Maluma, and Owen Wilson. And it was the first time I ever did a movie, and it was, I mean, you're like family. You're with those people for 20 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I guess I just didn't know what a movie entailed, because I've never done one. And it's a lot of waiting time. Like there's a lot of like.
Yeah, downtime. Like.
But you can't even talk during the downtime, because they're recording like a scene.
Yeah,
so for you as a hairdresser, you're used to like always being on your feet, running around. But during that movie, there's a lot of time where you just got to sit still and be quiet. And for me, that's probably the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. I remember there's times like when everybody's just so quiet, and I would turn on like my music on my phone when I go in to touch her up. And I kind of broke the ice, I think, for a lot of people, because they never expected, like, they've all done this before, and they know that you're not supposed to do that. But I wasn't doing it out of, like, being an ass. I was just doing it because I wanted to hear some music.
You wanted to,
yeah. And I thought, we're all broke for, you know, I have to go in and touch up her hair anyway, so I might as well just play a little music on my way up to her. And, you know, I had a great time. I, ended up loving it. I ended up loving the experience, and it was just great. It took me a while to get there.
Where was this shot? Where was this
in New York?
Shot?
All over.
Oh,
New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, was her character like a New York woman, or
She was a star. It was like a star.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think one of the things too with films is continuity, right?
Yeah.
Like
And I
explain
also like
continuity to everybody. That's a painstaking
that's another thing is like
task.
that I've never had to deal with either was the continuity of the film. And if it wasn't for like the team of people that have already been in the movie industry and the makeup artist helping me and the stylist that was on the job, like they had my back. And I just had met them, so we built a relationship that quick anyway. And so it was like you have to be in the presence of those people for that amount of time and that long. You have to love each other. You can't have like this kind of like whatever the word is, like you can't have it in those
like
settings.
tension and
Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have pettiness. You can't have drama because you have to get along. You don't have a choice. Your few months that you're with those people are going to be miserable otherwise. So when it came to the continuity, there was like an app that you had to set up. You had to take daily pictures of the hair and makeup look. But mind you, I didn't know that when you're shooting a movie that they weren't shot in sync.
right.
Like the scenes are shot in sync. You could shoot like the end of the movie on the first day. You could shoot the middle of the movie on the next day. You could shoot the beginning of the movie, then go back to the end, then go back to the middle, then go back.
That's right.
It's all about location. It's not about.
That's right. And when we talk about continuity, what we're talking about is a movie.
Love you, Sunny.
Sunny. And Michaela, we are going to save the live. We're actually going to produce it into a video. So you guys will be able to see this and rewatch it. That is going to come very, very soon. So just keep following us and we'll keep you posted. But
tomorrow, your scarf is so bling bling. It's festive. I like it.
It's like a piece of tulle.
I like it.
I think it's like I got it in a vintage store. Thank you. I'm like into scarves again. But continuity, we were saying, is like a movie is shot out of sequence, and so the character's hair has to look exactly like it looked throughout.
And scene 1-55432 has to look like scene 1- blah 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 blah. Like you have a book that you actually, now they have apps where you put in the picture of the hair and makeup look, and then you have to reference it when you go back to that scene. But I know that is she the script director, the woman that sits next to the director and like make sure that the continuity is right? Her name was Mary when we were doing the movie. And in the beginning, this is my first movie. I didn't know anything. So when I came on set, I was like, what are we doing or something? And she was like, looked at me like, really? Like, are you even asking? But then as the movie went on and the end of it, and she came up to me and she was like, you know, I've worked on a lot of movies and a lot of people have brought in their own hair and makeup from outside of the movie world. And she was like, I've always had such anxiety because they couldn't recreate the hair twice. She was like, but if I had to give you a grade, I'd give you an A+. And that meant a lot coming from her because she was so militant and very like serious about her job. There's no laughing matter, because if you ruined that shot with the hair, you ruined the whole shot.
Yes, that's an amazing compliment. And it's true that it's like a different world. Those types of sets are a totally different world. And everyone, the people that work on those sets are people typically that have worked on them for years.
And they're in the union, so they're different rules. They have like to break at a certain time. There's all these penalties. It's a completely different world than what I was accustomed to. And coming into it, I was like, I didn't know what I was walking into, but walking out of it, now I know. And I learned so much, and I'm grateful for the experience, because that's another thing that I can say I did.
Absolutely. And you're probably going to do a ton more.
Yeah, there's another one.
There's like a shorthand between everybody, and I could just imagine you like stepping onto that set and just having to like figure out how they do things, right?
Yeah, well, because also if you have to know where the bathroom is. It's not like you go to the bathroom in a regular bathroom. You go to a bathroom. These are things that people take for granted, that they've been doing movies for years, that they don't understand, that I don't know that there's a language. there's like the martini shot. There's all these code words, and I was like, I don't know the codes, so I don't even know. And the bathroom has a name to it. I can't even remember the name of the bathroom at this point, but
so funny.
Yeah, you had If you didn't
great.
know, there's like, I'm going code 2 or code 4, and I'm like, what the fuck is the code 4? The code 4 is like, go to the bathroom or whatever it was. I was like, why don't you just say you're going to the bathroom?
Because it's shoot language. It's movie shoot language.
Yeah.
Can you remember who the costume designer was on this? Or
yes,
you're probably working with like an assistant wardrobe person. Was
the person that did the dressing was an assistant wardrobe dresser, but the woman that did
because J-Lo's clothing has to be on point.
Yeah, well, Rob Zarganzi worked with.
Oh, Rob. Okay.
Yeah,
he did the film. That's great.
Well, he worked with the costume people for the film. I don't know how that works, but I know that Rob was a consultant on the film and picked out all the Rob and Marielle.
I love Marielle.
I love both of them.
I go way back with Marielle.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in ages though. Can you tell us?
2 babies now.
I know, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. Like the last time I was here, I saw her. I think she was like single and talking about a date or something like that, or a guy.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what Jennifer Lopez's hair is like in this film?
I don't think so. Not yet. I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble.
I got you. We have two more questions. Abby is asking if you can explain how to do a French braid along the hairline.
Yeah.
How does that work? I'm curious myself.
She's talking about
I think she's talking about the kind of, a braid that starts like right here and goes across.
Yeah, it's the same as any other French braid that you would do. You just do it inadvertently. So because my hair's up, I can't show you. But if my daughter came here real quick, I could show her.
Oh.
You want that? Does she want that?
If you want that.
Vanessa!
We're getting a little guest appearance from Vanessa. Danielle's daughter.
Angelina! I got 2. Let's see who comes first.
Okay, that's funny. But maybe while they're...
see how to do a hair across the hairline. Can I show it on yours? Hair across the hairline.
We're getting a live tutorial.
Can you take your hair down?
Guys. I think I'm going to take a sip of my champagne in honor of this live tutorial. If she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to.
No, she will. She just has to take her hair out of a bun. It looks like mine right now.
Okay.
You can go to the next question until she comes right back.
Yeah, well, we have one last question, and then we'll finish with the tutorial. That's great.
Cool.
Carolyn, would you ever open a salon? I mean, I know that's a crazy thing to be asking right now.
No.
But in life, ever? No.
No. Also, it's not me. I did this, like I told you in the podcast, I started out in a salon. It's a different world. There's too many rules. I don't like to abide by all the rules. I like to sometimes break a few of the rules. Just a few. Yes. Not all, right. Just a few. Yeah. But, yeah, it's very, there's rules, and I don't know. It's a totally different thing. And I don't want the stress of owning my own business either. Like, it's just a lot.
I think from what I hear, the salon game is like kind of changed. So, the salons are different. There used to be.
Well, it's just like, do you want to be on a movie set every day? Do you want to be in a salon every day? Do you want to be on they're all certain things. I love what I do. I love the opportunity to do different things, and I love to work with different people, and I love to travel. And I don't think that in a salon you're traveling all over the world and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you have to.
I'm a bit of a clown, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm professional enough for that.
Right.
Well, not professional. I mean, whatever.
I get it.
I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes.
So everyone can click the link after we wrap up, after we do a short braid.
I got my daughter. Here she is.
Tutorial. Click the link and listen to the rest of the podcast. Ooh, nice. Hi.
This is Vanessa,
hey,
my
beauty.
Twin.
Hi. So pretty.
This is your braid across the hairline.
Okay.
Sorry, my hair.
Everybody pay attention. You're so lucky you have your mom to do all kinds of cool hairstyles.
Well, the thing is, once you've been doing hair all day, you don't really want to
come home.
Come home.
Oh, so she won't comply at home. I get it.
I think, what was the girl's name that asked this question?
The girl who asked the question is Abby.
Abby. I think this is what she was talking about. I'm not 100% sure, but.
I mean, the way I interpreted it is that braid that goes right across the hairline. Yeah. I mean, it seems like so hard to do.
It's not. You just always go from, you section the hair into 3, and you always take from the bottom back and forth. If you take from the bottom back and forth.
Yep.
And then you add hair from the hair that's loose, and you always add underneath.
Vanessa, what's the favorite? What kind of styles has your mother done for you that you like the most? Like, what do you like that she does for you?
I like, because I have really curly hair, as you can see, and it's really hard to manage on my own. I really like when she helps me define my curls and like help me set them before at night or anything like that, because it makes it a lot easier for me to do myself, because it's
perfect.
Not that easy.
That looks so pretty.
Thank you.
She get it from her mama.
Yeah, does like hairstyling run in the family? Do the girls like to do hair?
Vanessa likes to do her hair.
I like to do it. I'm not as good as her, but I try my best.
I bet. Oh, there you go. And then, yeah, what do you do with the ends? Just tuck it under? Gorgeous. Nice.
Or
That's
you
so
can
pretty.
put it all up.
All right, Abby,
And we got her 5
she got her
second
live
hair
tutorial.
Boom.
Gorgeous.
I
You do
even
have
like
live
brush my
hair.
hair. I woke up like this.
So see, that's how I would do it, with the little bun in the back.
Cute.
Gorgeous.
Thank
Very
you.
pretty.
Thanks, Mama.
All right, Danielle, it was good talking to you guys.
You too.
The podcast is live. Click the link here, but you could find it on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify.
Thank you for all your questions. I love you guys.
Google Play and Stitcher. Thanks, guys. Bye, Danielle.